What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of boxing? Is it the glittering belts, roaring crowds, and triumphant champions holding million-dollar checks? That's the glamorous side, reserved for the lucky few. Beneath the bright lights lies a world far less dazzling, where fighters battle not just opponents but also financial hardships, physical wear, and mental strain. Ready to take a peek behind the curtain? Let's dive into the unseen battles that make boxing one of the toughest sports on and off the planet. 1. The financial struggle. When you think of boxing, it's hard not to picture luxury cars, massive mansions, and million-dollar paychecks. But that's a reality reserved for the elite few. Fighters like Floyd Mayweather or Tyson Fury may bask in their riches, but the financial truth for most boxers is far grimmer. The majority of professional boxers earn barely enough to cover their expenses. Training camps, equipment, travel, and paying their team, from coaches to cut men, eat up much of their earnings. It's not uncommon for pros to juggle full-time jobs alongside their boxing careers. Imagine waking up at 5:30 a.m. for a grueling run, heading to work for 8 hours, then spending your evening in the gym. It's a relentless grind that leaves little room for anything else. Even those who make it to the top often find themselves ill-prepared for life after boxing. Without financial literacy or alternative qualifications, many fighters retire broke. The money runs out, the fame fades, and they're left grappling with depression, alcoholism, and a sense of purposelessness. It's a stark reminder that in boxing, the road to riches is paved with financial pitfalls. 2. The long-term damage of head trauma. Boxing is inherently a sport of impact, and the toll it takes on the human body can be devastating. While cuts and bruises heal, brain damage often doesn't. Chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE, a degenerative brain condition caused by repeated blows to the head, has become a growing concern for fighters who've endured years of punishment in the ring. CTE develops as an abnormal protein builds up in the brain, leading to memory loss, mood swings, aggression, and early onset dementia. Stories like Muhammad Ali's, who suffered from Parkinson's disease after years in the sport, highlight the severe consequences of repeated head trauma. Other fighters have faced tragic mental declines, battling confusion, frustration, and a loss of independence long after their boxing careers ended. The risk is well known, but many fighters driven by the pursuit of glory push through, ignoring signs of head trauma. Fear of being seen as weak or losing career opportunities often keeps them silent, while the culture of toughness in boxing discourages prioritizing long-term health. Inconsistent safety regulations across boxing organizations further exacerbate the problem, leaving fighters in under-regulated circuits especially vulnerable. While some organizations have introduced concussion protocols and mandatory evaluations, enforcement is uneven, and education about brain trauma remains limited. Greater emphasis on prevention, monitoring, and care is critical to ensure the sport evolves to protect fighters without diminishing their love for the ring. 3. The trap of unfair contract. Boxing's glitzy image often hides a troubling reality. The sport is rife with unscrupulous promoters and managers who prioritize profits over fighters' well-being. For many young, inexperienced athletes, dreams of fame and fortune lead them into contracts that are anything but fair. Promises of success often mask exploitative deals that bind fighters to years of low-pay, restrictive terms, and limited career control. Lacking the resources for legal counsel, often costing upwards of $500, many fighters sign these agreements without fully understanding the long-term consequences. The results can be devastating. Fighters are frequently forced to take on side jobs to make ends meet, all while pouring their hearts and souls into training and competition. Meanwhile, promoters and managers pocket the lion's share of their hard-earned pay, leaving athletes to bear the brunt of financial struggles. This exploitation isn't limited to newcomers. Even seasoned professionals have been caught in the web of deceit, with some losing millions due to mismanagement or outright theft. Stories abound of fighters who trusted the wrong people only to find their careers and finances in shambles. The fight outside the ring in many cases proves as brutal as the one within it. To combat this, the sport needs greater transparency, stricter regulations, and accessible legal resources for fighters. Until these changes happen, many boxers will continue to face battles beyond the bell, struggling to secure the futures that they deserve. 4. The hidden wear and tear. Boxing's physical demands go well beyond the visible cuts and bruises that fade with time. Fighters endure broken noses, fractured hands, and torn ligaments, but these are merely the most apparent injuries. Chronic joint pain, neck stiffness, and other lingering issues often plague boxers long after their time in the ring, making it even simple tasks a daily challenge. The relentless grind of sparring and training only adds to the toll. Overuse injuries are common as fighters push their limits to achieve peak performance. The intense management often forces them to walk a fine line between progress and burnout. Recovery is frequently sidelined in favor of relentless preparation, leaving bodies battered and vulnerable to long-term damage. But the physical cost is just part of the story. The mental health struggles boxers face are another layer of the sport's toll. The pressure to win, the ever-present fear of failure, and the isolation inherent to a fighter's lifestyle can weigh heavily on their minds. 5. The psychological toll, the loneliness of the ring. Boxing is not just a test of physical endurance, but also a profound mental challenge. The sport demands unparalleled discipline, focus, and resilience, yet these strengths often come at a steep psychological cost. The relentless pressure to perform, the fear of failure, and the unyielding drive to prove oneself can create an overwhelming mental strain that few outside the ring can truly understand. Amateur fighters in particular face unique challenges as they navigate the early stages of their careers, competing in front of an audience, managing the surge of adrenaline during a bout, and processing the sting of defeat all serve as intense tests of mental fortitude. The ring, a place of solitary combat, can amplify feelings of isolation, forcing fighters to confront not just their opponents but their own fears and doubts. For professional boxers, the mental hurdles only grow more daunting. The uncertainty of a career that can end with a single misstep, the unrelenting grind of training camps, and the fleeting nature of success often leave fighters feeling emotionally drained. The high stakes and constant pursuit of victory can lead to burnout, stripping away the passion that once fueled their love for the sport. In both amateur and professional ranks, the psychological toll of boxing can be as punishing as the physical blows. Recognizing and addressing these mental challenges is crucial for fighters to maintain not only their performance, but also their overall well-being in a sport that demands so much. Despite these challenges, there are ways to navigate boxing's darker side. Awareness is the first step. Understanding the risks and preparing for them can make all the difference. Fighters need to prioritize their health, both physical and mental, and seek support when needed. Staying hydrated, maintaining proper nutrition, and focusing on recovery are essential for long-term success. Supplements provide essential electrolytes without unnecessary additives. Boxing is a beautiful sport, full of passion, determination, and unforgettable moments, but it's also a sport with significant challenges that can derail even the most talented fighters. By shedding light on these dark truths, we hope to empower fighters to make informed decisions and take proactive steps to protect themselves. The road to glory isn't easy, but with the right mindset and preparation, it's possible to overcome the struggles and find success both in and out of the ring. Let's strive to box smarter, not harder, and ensure a brighter future for the fighters of tomorrow. What do you think? Are boxers the toughest athletes on the planet, or do they deserve more protection outside the ring? Which part of their journey surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. If you loved diving into the untold stories of boxing, smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a punch or a story. Keep your guard up, stay inspired, and we'll catch you in the next round.